the health technicians, but we've not been able to do a holistic campaign.
Right.
Even come to the media and tell people, you know, for you don't have to shout at a woman for her to push her baby. Maybe you can even massage her. Maybe you can even sing a song. You know,
dance for her.
I have a cow in my farm that whenever she's on delivery, we have to sing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and the baby just comes out.
Nice.
I mean, we just produce the song. The cow will give us the calf. Yeah, of course, Kikuyu song.
But you know it happened.
It happens.
Even in the olden days, that's what happened. Women were celebrated. There were dancers, you know, like, we know even in some of our communities, they would have like dancers outside when the woman is giving birth, and the whole community came to celebrate her. Yeah. But we've lost that, of course, in the incoming of medicine and technology and science and all. But then we need to go back, and you know, now I wear the hat of a midwife and question, this is a woman, this is a woman, what do I do? And just treat her humanely.
Right.
Whether I have a heavy workload or not, whether I'm short-staffed or not, and that's what now, you know, the hint is, can you just check yourself, you know, your attitude and your approach to this woman.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. No blame games, as Hesh has been saying. Yes. But there's something that she brought out, actually, which I want to ask you, Lucy, when she was, you know, sharing her experience and saying that some of these things women perhaps don't even know. Perhaps it's your first time giving birth. You've never done this before. You don't know. You're not an expert at this. So what's the importance, which now brings me back to say antenatal care. What's the importance of attending, you know, those clinics, and for medics openly telling you that this is what you expect on that day, so that when a nurse tells you this, it doesn't come as a surprise, and perhaps you already know some of these things before you even go to that labor ward or delivery room.
You've actually already summed it up. Because when you attend this antenatal care and get all the information you need, then it's not a surprise when you go into labor.
What is your experience like with your patients?
Yes.
Is patients the right what?
I like to call them moms.
Yes, exactly. I knew I was wrong. Yes, moms.
So like what I like to do is just take them through the labor and birth journey. You know, this is what labor is. This is what happens when you come to the hospital. This is how you feel. This is how you manage yourself. And majority of the time, women, when they're prepared or when they know what to expect, imagine they're okay. There's that whole collaboration between the midwife, the nurse, the doctor, and the mom. And once you come in knowing what to expect, then by all means, even the doctor will take care of you by your card. Yeah? And you know, it's not like every woman has to present a card to the doctor. I mean, that's the reason why they went to school. Midwives and doctors were trained to help women during childbirth. But what we're talking about is the actual person care. You know, you're really celebrating this woman and helping her as a person without really just violating her rights around the process that she's going through.
Right.
So yes, you're right. The preparation beforehand is really helpful so that you don't come in and even surprise yourself. Yeah.
Mahesh, let's talk more about your push to end OBV in Kenya, because like you've said, I am aware that you've already moved, you know, the motion in Parliament. That was it last week?
Yeah.
October 4th,
Yeah.
But we've had so many policies in the country. The National Policy for Prevention and Response to Discourage Any Kind of Violence Against Women, which was ratified in 2014. In 2021, we had the Kenya's Roadmap to Advancing Gender Equality, Ending All Forms of GBV and FGM by 2026. But there has been, so far, there's been no specific mention of obstetric violence, I would say it has been in terms of we have sexual violence, we have physical violence, so maybe it was under that, but there's been no specific mention. So why is that? I know you're working on that now, but is it that we did not know that this thing exists, or is it that it was existing and we chose to, you know, turn a blind eye to it? Yeah,
I went through all the legal statutes that we have that tries to define OBV as a form of violation, and I did not identify any that is specifically defining OBV as a form of violence against not only women but even men, because I told you OBV it's not only subjected to women. It is also subjected. I have a member of parliament who is my friend. When he heard me talk about OBV, he came and whispered to me and told me, you know, you are God sent. Because I'm traumatized. I can't even have a discussion with my wife on how we can get a third baby. Because during her second baby, I went through so much trauma because her water broke when she was in the bed, and the husband had to rescue her to the hospital. And he could not leave her because her blood pressure had gone so high, and she was almost blind. So he had to literally, you know, and so he had to stand there even during delivery. And the abuses, verbal, that he received in that labor ward, you know, why are you standing here? You are the one who did this. Do you want to come, you know? And he told me I would never want even to have a discussion with my wife about the third child. My wife is somehow warming up to a third child, but for me, for what I went through, you know, let me tell you, OBV is not only about women, it's about even men.
And even how they're kicked out.
Yes.
You know, you hear your wife screaming,
yes,
but you're outside, so you don't even have a recollection of what's happening.
yes.
You would think she's dying.
Exactly.
You know?
That trauma is what we need to now sort out. And I also wanted to mention something about the need for us as a country to acknowledge that OBV is violence with us, that we are violating against human rights, and you define OBV in the law, and you come up with punitive and corrective and interventions around OBV. That's our work in Parliament. And I hope that my members of Parliament are going to support me so that we can go through the journey. But as we make the laws, we also have to work with the Ministry of Health to come up with a legal and administrative framework on how we can be able to move into the hospitals and get some of these, what I call education promotion programs. When I come for antenatal clinic, don't tell me about only iron, how I should take those tablets. Don't tell me about how I should take melon for zinc. Take me to that delivery room and show me how to do it. And show me how a woman